Get ready, because the news cycle never stops, and neither do we. Welcome back to Microsoft Sphere, your ultimate source for the hottest updates shaping our world. Today, we're diving deep into some critical developments that you absolutely cannot afford to miss. First up, a major investigation is underway that could redefine how we think about technology's role in sensitive global matters. Then, we'll explore how leadership vision is evolving to meet future challenges. Plus, a critical security vulnerability is being addressed that demands your attention. And finally, we're looking at enhanced protective measures rolling out across a platform many of us use every single day. Don't go anywhere. Your essential update starts now. Subscribe and hit that notification bell so you never miss a beat. A global spotlight is on technology's powerful reach. This story highlights a critical development with far-reaching implications for privacy and corporate responsibility. Microsoft is currently conducting an urgent investigation into serious allegations that the Israeli military may have utilized the company's technology, specifically its Azure cloud services, to facilitate mass surveillance on Palestinians. This probe comes in the wake of a report by The Guardian, which detailed claims that the Azure cloud platform, under the leadership of Satya Nadella, was allegedly used by the Israeli Unit 80-200 spy agency to store an extensive collection of everyday Palestinian mobile phone calls. In response to these disturbing allegations, Microsoft issued a statement affirming that using Azure for storing data files of phone calls obtained through broad or mass surveillance of civilians in Gaza and the West Bank would be a direct violation of its terms of service. The company has enlisted the expertise of lawyers from the prominent U.S. firm Covington and Burling to oversee this critical investigation. This marks the second time Microsoft has initiated an external probe concerning the Israeli military's use of its technology. The first inquiry was launched earlier this year to examine allegations that the Israeli military was employing Microsoft's technology during its operations in Gaza. At that time, in May, Microsoft stated it had found no evidence to date that the Israeli military had failed to comply with its terms of service or had used Azure to target or harm individuals in Gaza. However, the recent report by The Guardian has reportedly sent ripples of concern through senior Microsoft employees, raising questions about whether some of its Israel-based employees might have withheld information regarding the specific ways Unit 80-200 has been utilizing Azure. According to The Guardian's joint investigation, conducted in collaboration with the Israeli-Palestinian publication Plus 972 magazine and the Hebrew-language outlet Local Call, Israel's Unit 80-200 allegedly made use of a customized and segregated area within Azure to store recordings of millions of daily calls originating from Gaza and the West Bank. Since this report surfaced, The Guardian indicates that Microsoft has been actively working to assess the exact nature of the data being stored by Unit 80-200 within its Azure cloud environment. The ongoing conflict has resulted in a significant loss of life, with figures from the Health Ministry in Hamas-run Gaza indicating that more than 61,000 Palestinians have been killed, figures that are considered reliable by the United Nations. The Israeli government's continued plans to expand the war have drawn considerable international condemnation, alongside domestic opposition, highlighting the profound global impact of these events. Public reaction has been swift, with many calling for greater transparency and accountability from tech giants. Analysts are closely watching how Microsoft navigates this complex situation and its potential implications for its global operations and reputation. The situation underscores the growing scrutiny on how technology is deployed in conflict zones. But the story doesn't end here. Get ready for a look at how leadership is adapting to the future. Visionary leadership is evolving to meet tomorrow's challenges. This offers a unique insight into how established tech leaders are looking beyond current successes to drive future innovation. Microsoft CEO Satya Nadella recently shared his perspective on the company's guiding principles, suggesting that while Bill Gates' foundational vision has been instrumental for decades, it is no longer sufficient to navigate the rapidly changing technological landscape. Nadella emphasized the need for continuous adaptation and evolution, hinting at a strategic shift to address emerging trends and future demands. This outlook reflects a broader understanding within the tech industry that past successes, however significant, do not guarantee future relevance. The dynamic nature of technology, particularly with the explosive growth of artificial intelligence, cloud computing, and other advanced fields, requires leaders to be forward-thinking and agile. Nadella's comments suggest a focus on fostering a culture of innovation that is not only responsive to market changes, but also proactive in anticipating them. This includes investing in research and development, exploring new business models, and adapting organizational structures to support rapid experimentation and learning. The implication is that Microsoft, under his leadership, is committed to redefining its strategy to remain at the forefront of technological advancement. This involves a critical assessment of existing frameworks and a willingness to embrace new paradigms, even if they diverge from historical strengths. The tech world is constantly being reshaped by new discoveries and disruptions, and leaders who can effectively steer their organizations through these shifts are crucial for long-term success. Nadella's forward-looking approach is a testament to this necessity, signaling a commitment to sustained growth and relevance in an increasingly competitive global market. The emphasis on moving beyond established visions underscores a recognition that the challenges and opportunities of the future will require different approaches and a renewed sense of purpose. This strategic evolution is vital for any major technology company aiming to maintain its leadership position and continue to make a significant impact on the world. The tech industry is known for its rapid pace of change, and companies that fail to adapt risk becoming obsolete. Nadella's statements indicate a clear understanding of this imperative and a commitment to ensuring Microsoft's continued success by embracing a future-oriented mindset. Industry observers are keenly interested in what specific strategies Microsoft will unveil next, anticipating a focus on AI and next-generation computing. This marks a significant moment for the company as it charts its course for the coming years. But that's not all the critical tech news we have for you today. We're now turning our attention to a significant security vulnerability that needs immediate attention. A critical vulnerability in a widely used Microsoft tool poses a significant risk. This discovery highlights the ongoing battle against cyber threats and the importance of timely security updates. A critical vulnerability, identified as CVE 2025-53772 and carrying a high CVSS score of 8.8, has been disclosed in Microsoft's Web Deploy tool, potentially allowing authenticated attackers to execute remote code on affected systems. This flaw, stemming from the deserialization of untrusted data within the Web Deploy tool, falls under the CWE 502 weakness category. It specifically impacts Web Deploy version 4 and, crucially, requires only low privileges to exploit, making it a particularly concerning threat for organizations that incorporate this deployment tool into their infrastructure. The Microsoft Security Response Center, MSRC, has confirmed that while the vulnerability has not yet been publicly exploited, it presents substantial risks to the confidentiality, integrity, and availability of critical systems. The exploit allows an authenticated attacker to compromise the system through network-based attacks characterized by low complexity. Attackers can leverage this vulnerability by dispatching malicious HTTP requests to the web server hosting Web Deploy services. The attack's low privilege requirement and the absence of any need for user interaction make it relatively straightforward to execute once an attacker gains initial access to a system. The detailed CVSS vector string, CVSS, 3, 1/av NAC, LPR, LUINS UCHIHAHE U/RL, O/RC. C indicates that a successful exploitation could lead to severe impacts on the confidentiality, integrity, and availability of the targeted system. Despite Microsoft's exploitability assessment rating this vulnerability as exploitation less likely, security experts strongly recommend immediate patching due to the inherent risk of remote code execution. The vulnerability was responsibly disclosed to Microsoft by security researcher Baduhan from Hawktrace through a coordinated vulnerability disclosure process. In response, Microsoft has released Security Update version 10.0.2001 for Web Deploy 4, which effectively addresses the deserialization flaw and mitigates the threat of remote code execution attacks. Organizations that rely on Microsoft Web Deploy are strongly advised to apply this critical security update without delay by downloading it from Microsoft's official download center. The Microsoft Security Response Center continues its diligent monitoring for any potential exploitation attempts and has provided comprehensive guidance within its Security Update Guide to assist administrators in assessing and mitigating these risks within their respective environments. This incident serves as a stark reminder of the persistent need for vigilance and prompt patching in the face of evolving cyber threats. Security professionals are urging immediate action, emphasizing that neglecting this update could expose sensitive systems to significant risks. The prompt patching by Microsoft is a crucial step in safeguarding user data and system integrity. Now, let's shift gears to look at how a popular collaboration platform is getting a significant security upgrade. Enhanced security measures are rolling out for a widely used collaboration tool. This update aims to bolster user protection against increasingly sophisticated online threats. Microsoft is significantly enhancing security within Microsoft Teams, implementing new protections against dangerous file types and malicious URLs directly within chats and channels. In a recent Microsoft 365 roadmap update, the company announced that Teams will now block messages containing weaponizable file types, such as executables, thereby increasing protection against malware and other file-based attacks. This proactive measure aims to prevent the spread of malicious software through the platform. Furthermore, Microsoft Teams will now be capable of detecting and warning users about malicious URLs shared in Teams chats and channels, adding another layer of defense against malware attacks. Both of these crucial features are currently in the development phase and are slated for a worldwide rollout across standard Microsoft 365 multi-tenant environments starting next month. In addition to these enhancements, Microsoft also announced via the Microsoft 365 Message Center that Teams is now integrating with the Microsoft Defender for Office 365 Tenant Allow block list. This integration empowers security administrators to block incoming communications, including chats, channels, meetings, and calls, originating from specifically blocked domains. Security administrators will also gain the capability to automatically delete existing communications from users associated with blocked domains and manage these blocked external domains directly through the Microsoft Defender portal. This particular feature is presently in a targeted release phase, with general availability anticipated worldwide by late September 2025. These updates follow a series of other security-focused improvements for Teams. Earlier this year, Microsoft introduced a feature designed to prevent users from capturing screenshots of sensitive information shared during meetings. This Prevent Screen Capture feature ensures that if a user attempts to take a screenshot, the meeting window will turn black, effectively protecting confidential information. Back in January, Microsoft also reminded Microsoft 365 administrators about its new Teams Chat Brand Impersonation Protection feature, which is designed to alert users to phishing attacks targeting organizations that have enabled external Teams access. This feature was set to be available to all customers by mid-February 2025. The increasing adoption of Teams, which was reported to have over 320 million monthly active users globally at last year's Enterprise Connect conference, makes these security enhancements critically important for maintaining a safe and productive user experience. These measures are part of Microsoft's ongoing commitment to cybersecurity and user safety. Users are expressing positive sentiment towards these security upgrades, recognizing the importance of protecting collaboration spaces from evolving cyber threats. The enhanced controls for administrators are also being praised for providing more granular security management. And that brings us to the end of today's essential updates. But before you go, let's do a quick recap of everything we covered. Microsoft is investigating alleged Israeli military use of Azure for Palestinian surveillance. Satya Nadella emphasized the need for evolving leadership vision beyond Bill Gates' initial framework. A critical vulnerability in Microsoft Web Deploy has been patched, requiring urgent updates. Microsoft Teams is enhancing protections against malicious URLs and file types. If you found this update valuable, please give us a like, subscribe to Microsoft Sphere for more, ring that notification bell, share your thoughts in the comments below, and follow us on all our social media channels for continuous insights.